tradition, that is our culture, that is our language, that is our land. We can never stop being African. Be careful about people who come across and try to convince you you are not African, you are Native American, or you are this, or you are that. We're older than all of that, and then some, brothers and sisters. Never give up your right to being black. Never give up your right to being an African. We believe that your God should look like you. I don't care what your religion is. As Pan-Africanists, we believe in freedom of religion, but let the God look like you. Stop raising black boys and girls worshiping a white man, or a white woman, or a tan man, or a tan woman. Every God in antiquity was black. Reject any God that doesn't look like the black God of Africa, brothers and sisters. Don't be afraid to see divinity in your own self. We believe in African racial pride, that we should be proud to be black. It's not just enough to know who you are. You have to be convicted about who you are. You have to love who you are. You have to be willing to fight for who you are. And you got to be willing to die for who you are. Brothers and sisters, we also believe in independent political power, brothers and sisters. We know there's a political election coming up next year. At the end of 2024, the presidential election, black people are trying to decide, are we going to vote Democrat? Are we going to vote Republican? The most honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey would say, don't vote for either. Build your own political party. Build your own political union. Get off the Republican plantation. Get off the Democratic Party plantation. Get off the Green Party plantation. Brothers and sisters, we need economic power. We are a true $2 trillion people. We're the richest group of Africans in the world when it comes to take-home pay. But where's our banks? Where's our hospitals? Where's our supermarkets? Where's our independent schools? Where's our distribution network? Where's our military, brothers and sisters? What are we sitting around waiting for? Waiting for the white man to do for you what you need to do for yourself. God will never bless black people until black people start to bless themselves. Until we create a world where black children can be proud to be black, we'll never get respect from Almighty God. And our ancestors are so disappointed in us. Harriet Tubman and Sojourner Truth and Fannie Lou Hamer and Ida B. Wells, Malcolm and King and Medgar and Huey, they so disappointed in us. All this college education, all this money, all these degrees, and nothing to show for it. What good is a new car? What good is a house in a white suburb if you can't even protect your child's life walking down the street? Brothers and sisters, we need power. It's okay to know the law, but the law don't mean nothing if you ain't got no power. It's okay to have a college education. I got 6 degrees, but it means nothing without power. And if we got to have power, we got to come together. And the only way you make power is through mass organization. Marcus Garvey said the greatest weapon used against the Negro is disorganization, brothers and sisters. Chinese are not smarter than black people. They're more organized. Jews are not smarter than black people. They're more organized. Arabs are not smarter than black people. They're more organized. Latinos are not smarter than black people. They're more organized. Brothers and sisters, we look around the world, what do we see? The Chinese looking for a way to take over the planet. The Russians looking for a way to take over the planet. Israel looking for a way to take over the planet. India looking for a way to take over the planet. And look at us, sitting down waiting for Jesus to come do it for us. Waiting for Muhammad to come do it for us. Ain't nobody going to save black people from black people. God don't work for you. God works through you, brothers and sisters. As Pan-Africanists, we believe that as Africa goes, so goes all African people. Black America will never be free till Africa is free. The Caribbean will never be free until Africa is free. Central and South American Africans will never be free until Africa is free. One of the reasons we haven't made more progress since Dr. King's era is we stopped connecting the domestic American African fight to the continental African fight. We are not separate groups of tribes. We are one race, one African race, and we have to think and plan and organize as a race. Marcus Garvey said, put the race first, not your religion, not your church, not your mosque, not your fraternity, not your community organization, not your Masonic order. Put the African race first, because until we put the race first, black people will be last. As Pan-Africanists, we believe that we have to educate our own children. During his time, the most honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey had the Booker T. Washington University and the Liberty University and so many other schools operated by various divisions of the They homosexualizing our babies right in front of our face. I'm not talking about adult people and what you choose to do in your bedroom. That's your business. But I think we can all agree that 5 and 6 and 7-year-old children should not be brainwashed into same-sex relationships before they even old enough to have sex, brothers and sisters. But it's not going to stop. It's going to get worse. Help me understand how in New York City, when half the black boys in the 4th grade can't read on grade level, they got time to teach gay sex. Help me understand in New York City, where half the black boys in the 8th grade can't count on grade level, but they got time to teach gay sex. Help me understand. With so few of our young people graduating on time, if they graduate at all, how did you find time in the curriculum to squeeze in a lesson on gay sex? Brothers and sisters, we got to build our own schools. These are our children. Education is our responsibility. And speaking of building our own schools, about 9 years ago, we started raising money to build a school. And when we started taking that money, we got some pushback from some jealous, envious Negroes across the black community. But we stayed with it, brothers and sisters. And then in 19, we purchased a school in Wilmington, Delaware. And we still caught a lot of hell even after that, purchasing 4 beautiful buildings. And we went from black contractor to black contractor. And we got scammed and we got taken advantage of. And we got robbed and vandalized. And everything that can happen to you trying to open up a school happened to us. But one day the ancestors smiled on us and they said, Dr. Umar, don't worry about it. You just keep on going. We're going to take care of the rest. And that's exactly what I did. So last week on August the 11th of 2023, we completed the renovations of the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey RBG International Leadership Academy. I don't talk Garvey, I walk Garvey. I don't talk Garvey, I live Garvey. I don't talk Garvey, I am Garvey. So brothers and sisters, I want you to know that before the year is out, we're going to have a community grand opening in Wilmington, Delaware at the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. And I want all my supporters and all my donors and all my true Garveyites and all my true revolutionary Pan-Africanists to come on down to Wilmington, Delaware, where Marcus Garvey incorporated the Black Star Line, where Bob Marley used to spend his summer vacations, where Frederick Douglass escaped from Baltimore to New York from slavery through Wilmington, Delaware, where Harriet Tubman used to come and get money from Thomas Garrett of Wilmington, Delaware, the last slave state before our ancestors crossed over into the free state of Pennsylvania, and we will be freeing black minds. That's a re-Africanization academy down there. We're going to start with the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade brothers and sisters next year. And every year we're going to add a grade up, and we're going to add a grade down. So the 2nd year will be 1st through 5th, and the 3rd year will be K through 6, and the 4th year will be pre-K through 7, and the 5th year will be K through 8, and that gives us enough time to get the Honorable Frederick Douglass High School renovated across the street. And once we get the whole Wilmington campus up and running, I want an FDMG Brooklyn, I want an FDMG Staten Island, I want an FDMG Harlem, I want an FDMG Queens. Brothers and sisters, we got to put the schools all over the place. None of us can do it all, but we can all do something. And my humble contribution to the revolutionary Pan-African freedom struggle is to become the first superintendent of a truly global Pan-African school district, brothers and sisters. Marcus Garvey said, without confidence in yourself, you are twice defeated in a race of life. With confidence, you have won even before you have started. Mr. Garvey said, men in earnest are not afraid of consequences. Marcus Garvey said, the only protection against injustice in this world is power. And the black man and woman must get it. However we must get it, we need power. Scientific, military, political, intellectual, social, and spiritual. Brothers and sisters, Marcus Garvey was a God-fearing man. The Garvey movement wasn't based on no religion, because there's no need to base it on religion, because black people belong to every religion under the sun. Base it on culture, base it on common ancestry, base it on consciousness, but we don't need to base it on religion. Let people pray how they want to pray, but let's be about the business of African nation building and racial reconstruction. I close with a quote from my ancestor Frederick Douglass, whose grave I get to visit tomorrow, and I can't wait to get to Mount Hope Cemetery in Rochester and let my 4 times great-grand-cousin know that the school is finally done once and for all. Frederick Douglass said, if there is no struggle, there is no progress. Those who profess to favor freedom let them appreciate agitation, or like men who want crops without blowing up the ground. They want the rain but can't stand the thunder on the day without life. But he who wants to be free must himself strike the first blow. Cousin Frederick said, for 20 years I prayed on my knees to God for freedom. But the good Lord gave me no freedom until I got up off my knees and started praying with my feet. He said, you want respect from white people, why do you look for pity? The man who pities you will never respect you. And the man who respects you has no need for pity. Black people, we about to go through some hell. We're going to have a lot of long, dark days ahead of us. You see what's happening in this country. They're trying to push you out of New York City with migrants right now, paying for migrants to stay in a hotel when you got homeless black people giving jobs to migrants, when you got homeless black people giving health care to migrants, when you got homeless black people. It ain't right. But you know what the good news is? We can stop it if we just come together. If we just make